So let's talk modding a guitar, specifically this guitar. Now this is a Squier Classic Vibe Custom Tele SH single coil humbucker with Bigsby in gorgeous Lake Placid blue. There's a full video that Alex and I did with it up here. Now this is sent to us as a loaner guitar from Fender Squier Australia, but I ended up really liking this guitar, so I bought it. I said to Fender, you know what? I would like to buy it, and I bought it. So I paid for it. I bought this guitar because one of the main reasons is, and that's sort of the whole point of this video, we always talk about these Squier guitars being good sort of platforms for doing some modding to it. So I thought, I want to buy this guitar and do some mods and maybe make a few videos. I don't know how many videos, I don't know how much modding I'll do, but a few videos at least, a couple of videos at least, on modding this guitar. Now, I've already done the first mod, which we'll get to in a second, which you probably can't even see. But most importantly, what I would like to know is, what would you do to this guitar? So you've got a guitar with a Bigsby, single coil humbucker. You've got space for humbucker anyway. I had a look. It's not big enough for a wide range, because I was thinking about maybe a wide range thing in there. But anyway, what would you do to this guitar to mod it? Let me know in the comments below, because you know, if there's some cool suggestions, I'm open for anything. So one mod I've already done, and one mod I already know that I'm going to do. So let's quickly talk about the mod I've already done. So if you watched that video that was up there, and I'll link to it below as well, of Alex and I doing a demo of this guitar, the one thing we said is that maybe the trem arm is a little bit low. It sits a bit low. And it had 9s on it, and it sits low, so if you put heavier strings on it, there's more pull. It'll pull the trem down a bit more. Yeah, so once I bought it, I put 11s on it, and I bought a different spring for the Bigsby. So this here is the original spring that was in it. And I bought a spring that was a little bit bigger. There's hopefully a picture now that you can see, where you can see both springs. So it's maybe sort of 0.5 centimeter, maybe a little less, maybe 4 millimeters or something like that, bigger. But it made a difference. So now, so I've got 11s on this. I put these String Joy, may as well show them, String Joy Orbit 11 to 50s. They're sort of strings I use on most of my guitars now. I put them on there with that spring. Also, another little mod I did was, I've heard that from a few places. So there's that little washer. That washer sits usually under the spring, right? So that's to give it extra height. That sits sort of in the bottom here, in here, under the spring. It gives it a little bit extra height. I've heard a lot of people say these washers, then plastic, they kind of compress, they can break, they weather, they're no good. And what I've heard from a lot of different people, and I've done it on one of my I have another Bigsby guitar, and on this guitar, I put a coin in there. So in Australia, we have a 5-cent coin, which pretty much fits perfectly in here. So I put a 5-cent coin in here, put the spring on it. Now, this is how high the arm sits now. It could possibly be a little bit higher. It's maybe ever so slightly on the low side still for me. I mean, not really. It's pretty good. I mean, tiny bit higher if I would be really pedantic. But it sits in a great spot. So if you're interested in knowing what the spring is that I put in here, let's put this guitar down. So the spring I put in here is this one, the All Parts. That's the one, BP0405 stainless steel spring for Bigsby trems. That's the one I put in. It's got, like I said, 11 to 50 gauge strings on it. This is how high it sits off. It feels good. It doesn't feel too tight. I also did the thing that I've heard from a lot of people, where when you first get the spring, put it on the floor and stand on it with all your weight to compress it a little bit. I did that. Now, in all honesty, I put 11 to 50 gauge strings on it. It had 9 to 42s on it before. I didn't have to do any work on a nut. I didn't have to do anything. Literally nothing. I put that in, put the strings on it. It stays in tune. So to me, the nut, it's a bone nut. It seems big enough for 11 gauge strings. Because so one of the things I was thinking of doing, one of the things I was thinking with modding was changing the bridge, maybe I have a state trim bridge floating around somewhere. I thought maybe I'd stick it in there. I was going to maybe put some locking machine heads in it, maybe different string tree. I might still do all that sort of stuff. But in all honesty, I don't think there's a need for it, because if it would have any issues with the bridge or with the tuners, it will go out of tune, but it doesn't go out of tune. So to me, the parts, these parts, seem fine, right? It seems to stay in tune fine. But let me know, should I maybe still... I mean, I have a state trim here somewhere. Maybe if it fits, I'll just stick it in there, see how it goes. Maybe I'll still see if I can fit some locking tuners in it. I don't know. I'll see what I do, see if I can get some brains on board. Now, the other thing I want to do is I'm going to put this in there. Now, this is the Vander Guitar-o-Matic Universe... Tele plate, is that what it's called? I don't know if it has a specific name. So this is our friend Dave at Vander Guitars made this Guitar-o-Matic Universe thing. So it's a pedal. There's a playlist to all the videos that we did up here. Basically, you have a pedal and you have all these little... I've got a whole thing here. You've got all these things, which are different circuit boards that you put into the pedal, so you can change. You have one pedal enclosure, but you can change what kind of sounds you get. And like I said, there's that link before. Now, what Dave also did was he made one of these, because I'm guessing he's a Tele player, and you have that much smaller than the other ones, but you have these little circuit boards, and you stick them into the plate, right? And so I have the ones I have here. One is a fuzz, one is a boost, and one is a drive, right? And you go, okay, well, I want a boost, because why not? You have these pins, and you've got place to put the pins here. You put that in there. Bob's your uncle. You have an on-off switch with this. You have one control. There's the effects control here. You still have a tone control for your guitar. You've got a volume knob for the guitar. You put the switch in here. It comes, I think, with that as well, with the input socket. The only thing you got to make sure is you have enough space in your cavity for a battery. You don't even need to solder, because it's got these, I don't know what they're called, but they're these like old school, like you used to get in hi-fi systems and stereo systems, where you have the speakers and you've got the two wires and you put it in and screw it in. It's that sort of thing. So you just unplug, and he's going to put up a whole bunch of videos that show you how to do it, like, you know, like in manual kind of thing. You clip off the other, so you basically unclip some of the cables, and you solderless, solder free, you put it in here, and then you've got this plate. So this plate, right, will go into here, and then I can have a boost, a fuzz, drive, or, you know, he's going to make a whole bunch of different ones of these as well, but that's going to go in here. So that's one mod I'm going to do, just to have a why not have the variety of sounds. But so the other thing I was thinking of is pickups. So what kind of pickups would you stick in there? What would you like to see in here? What is an interesting combination? So I was talking to Michael at Mad Love Pickups. He has a dual gold foil pickup, but it's in sadly in a wide range enclosure. You couldn't fit it into a normal humbucker enclosure, because it's two gold foil single coils that run together in parallel, or not. You can do all the switching options, but it won't fit. I'd have to route, and I don't know if I want to do this. But what would you do? What would you put in here, pickup wise? Let me know what your thoughts are. Would you change machine heads? What kind of machine heads would you put in it? What kind of stuff would you do to change this? I'm thinking what could be fun, maybe like a drop D thing. If I change the tuners, that could maybe be an interesting thing to see if that works with the Bigsby as well. Because I think, does the Jack White guitar, does that have a drop D thingy dingy? I think it may have a drop D thingy dingy, and that's a Tele with a Bigsby. But yeah, let me know, what would you put in here? Anyway, this is sort of part one of let's mod this guitar. Like I said, first part, putting the different spring in and changing the strings. No effort. It took literally no effort. and it all stays in tune, it all works fine. So, which shows me that, or tells me that, all the parts seem to be good quality. I did put some Dunlop, I don't know what the name is, but it's sort of a lube you put in a nut, like a nut sauce, but it's not nut sauce because I think that's the name of a brand, but by Dunlop. String care stuff or whatever it's called. It's called this. I don't know. I'm bad with names. I put that on there, but it stays really well in tune. I used to, like I said, I use it a lot. It seems to stay in tune really well. It doesn't stick here, so the slots seem to be big enough for 11 gauge strings, going from 9 to 11 gauge strings. Yeah, so let me know. Anyway, stop babbling on. Let me know in the comments below. What would you do to this guitar? What mods would you do? And I'll do a bunch of videos in future where I will do these mods. But for now, you might see it in a bunch of videos because I really like this guitar. It plays really well. The neck is great with the one flame in here. It plays well. It sounds good. I mean, in all honesty, you don't really even need to mod it because it sounds good. But I just thought we always talk about modding, using these as modding platforms. So let's mod this guitar. All right. Thank you to all you people for watching. Check out this Squier playlist here and see you in the next one. Bye.